Hey guys, and welcome back to Sailing with the Jameses. If you're new to our channel, we're the James family, a family of 3 living full-time aboard our sailboat. We've been full-time liveaboards for over 3 years now, and we get asked a lot of questions about what it's really like sailing full-time with kids. We started when our little one was just 1 year old, and today we're diving into some of the most common questions we receive from families who are thinking about life on the water. From safety to sleeping and everything in between, we will give you a look inside our life on the water with a young child. This is how we sail with a tiny human on board. Clip in, guys, let's get started. Follow me! Okay, we just have to be careful, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's start with the first one that we get asked a lot about, safety on board with a toddler. So today we're currently on passage, we're going upwind. We are currently beating against the waves, which is super fun on the dolphin seats. So, how is your safety? Well, our boat is completely netted all the way around. It took Sam and I about 3 whole days to put the child netting on. I'll link that video up here in the corner if you want to watch that video. But we did the entire boat, and even across the bow is netted as well. I think we spent about $500 on child netting when we bought our first boat Endless Summer, and we didn't know how much to get because child netting stretches up and down. We got too much, so the $500 actually did all of Endless Summer and Emma as well. So I'd say if you're going to go for it, you probably $250 to $300 will do one vessel, about 50 foot. This whole boat is child netted. Child netting up the front here. The only place we didn't put child netting is this gap right there, which also happens to be at the dolphin seat where Charlie is right now, and Charlie loves being on the dolphin seats. Only place on the boat where it's not child netting. Another thing of safety that we do, Charlie's got a life jacket, and we opted for the child life jacket. There's some big waves! We opted for the life jacket that has the bottom part and also the hooded part here, and this part, this handle part, because this has come into handy more times than you know. Just walking down the wharf, and you can just grab them. If they fall in the water, you have a good handle. This one also keeps the head afloat. Like I just said, it's got the head part and it's got reflectors on it. And it's got the bum part as well that goes fully around between the legs to keep them in there. There's so many waves! We do have strict boundaries on board as well. So when we're underway like this, Charlie is not allowed up past the cockpit. In the cockpit, she is allowed without her life jacket because we go in and out of that door so many times, getting food, getting water. And so in the cockpit, in the sunken cockpit, she doesn't have to wear her life jacket. The second that she sits or steps onto the first step there, she has to wear the life jacket, and she is not allowed up without an adult. And she knows the rules very well, including that back seat. We do love the bench seat at the back, but she's not allowed up there. We just sort of had to make a hard boundary of where she was allowed. And that back seat too, she's not allowed up there unless it's with Sam or myself. Yeah.
Look, how the boat can all go over upside down with these headers.
I know. Ready? There's a big wave coming right now. Woo! Some of the features that we were really drawn to on this vessel were these solid lifelines, and they're a bit higher than normal, and also the gates at the back of the boat to close off the cockpit. Just gives a peace of mind when you have a child on board. Another thing we commonly get asked is what do we do when 2 hands are needed on board, because we do shorthand sailing. There's only Sam and myself and then Charlie, the 4-year-old, our 4-year-old on board. So a lot of families have asked us what we do when 2 people are needed on board. On the monohull on Endless Summer, she had her room at the bow that we had completely netted in, and it was sort of a porta-cot in there that she couldn't escape. That way, if 2 people were needed up on deck, she had a got soaked then. If 2 people were needed up on deck, we knew she was safe in there and she could be rolling around in there and she was completely safe. She couldn't fall out, she couldn't hurt herself. It was padded in there because that was her bed. Just a very good, safe place. So that in the back of your mind when you're on deck and things are happening, because you always have that thought in the back of your head as a parent, where's my child? So somewhere safe that's on board. I have heard of people using car seats. That's a good one, car seat in the cockpit. I follow you? Oh. Another common question that we get asked is where Charlie sleeps. So this is Charlie's bedroom. Charlie has the camera at the moment, she's the cameraman. So we have Charlie's bed netted like this, and we attach it to both ends of the wall, and it's also attached below the mattress underside, and it's screwed in. Seasickness. How do we deal with seasickness on board? Thankfully, Charlie doesn't get seasick. We did have one instance where she did, but that was sort of an instance where all the stars aligned, nighttime, rough weather, down in the forward cabin. But thankfully she doesn't. We do have some natural remedies for seasickness that we'll share. Apple cider vinegar, we've heard, is a really good one. I actually use that one. I like apple cider vinegar in water. That helps me a lot. I have heard pickle juice is a really good one, and the ginger biscuits is a really good one as well. And then you have your over-the-counter stuff as well. And a huge question we get with Charlie being on board is a medical cabinet. What do we do if she gets sick? Well, we did a video this a little while ago about our medical cabinet, but this is it here. We do keep quite a variety of stuff on board because our biggest worry is Charlie. What happens if she does get sick? What if we're far away from a doctor? What if we're in a remote place? Anyways, we have a really well-stocked medical kit on board with quite a variety of stuff, ranging from home remedies and natural side of stuff to your more doctor grade antibiotics, kid antibiotics. And so that's how we do it. Highly recommend you talk to your family pediatrician or family doctor, ask them what they would recommend, talk to them, tell them what you're doing, and just get a list of stuff what you're comfortable with on board your boat. Doctor visits. How do we plan doctor visits, especially since we've been on board since Charlie was 1? She's now 4. How do we deal with routine doctor visits? We normally plan those out. We've got a book. We're very organized with Charlie's medical history and what she needs for vaccines or what she's going to be up to date or needs next. So we plan ahead. We look at where we're going to be, hopefully going to be roughly, and we look at what doctors are there.
Also, you can call RCC Australia, which is the Rescue Coordination Centre, and they have doctors on board 24/7. So you can give them a call and get straight through to a doctor at any time for consultation.
Yeah, they're a good one. All right, a major question is laundry. How do we do laundry on board the boat? Especially families with kids ask us a lot about laundry and how we deal with it. On our first boat, Endless Summer, we hand washed. So we would do saltwater rinses. We'd go out onto the back deck with a bucket with laundry filled up with salt water and with detergent. Do it that way, and you just clean the clothes, and then the last rinse would be a freshwater rinse, and that would help us save on fresh water. This boat, we're very lucky. We have a washing machine on board. So this is a very thin one. It's only 400 millimeters in width, and this one uses about 60 liters of water per cycle. So it does use quite a bit. It is a 6 kilogram one, so it's a larger one, and I feel it does quite a bit of laundry. We can do probably a week's worth of clothes, of our clothes in there, and get it all done. And I absolutely love this. I absolutely love having the washing machine on board. I do have a suspicion that when we do use it, we only run it on cold water, and when we run it on cold water, my suspicion is we use a little bit less than 60 liters. Is that right?
Yeah,
a little bit less.
And it's really good on power.
And if you can get a washing machine, I would highly recommend it. Otherwise, hand washing wasn't too bad. You stay on top of it.
Hand washing was great, apart from when you do your sheets once a week and you've got heaps. Then it was tough. But just for garments and clothes, it was fine.
Yeah, undies, shirts, shorts were pretty much really good with the hand washing. It's just rinsing
the big sheets once a week, having to go through all that.
Yeah.
And towels and yeah.
Yeah. The really good thing about here that I love on our boat is that we've got fresh water here and salt water on this tap. The one hooked up to the washing machine is the fresh water, but I love that our galley is just right up there, and we've got the salt water tap right here. So I can bring down a big bucket, a big bowl from the galley filled up with salt water, and I can do dishes with salt water, get them all clean or mostly clean, or just get all the grime off, and then do the last rinse with fresh water. And this really helps save on fresh water as well. That's how we do our laundry on board. All right, bathroom and baths and showers and toilet training. So we've lived on board since Charlie was 1. We did potty train her on board. Potty training, she is our first and only, but I do feel as though potty training was pretty easy on the boat. We put the kid toilet, a white one that we got for $5, into the shower here, and so the adult toilet is right next door, and then she can use the toilet with us. So you can go to the toilet and she can use the toilet right, you're side by side, so you're giving her an example of what to do. Also, passage days was really easy with her. We would bring that portable toilet up onto the back deck. There's no other boats in sight on passage days. They can't see you. So she's running around nudie Rudy, and if she needs to use the toilet was right there, and then it's super easy. Just toss it straight overboard. And that's how we did potty training. We also get asked about showers versus baths. Do we give her a bath on board? We don't give her a bath on board. We can fill this bottom basin up. It is a small bathtub. We only do that if we're taking a shower and it fills up. We have to manually drain it. But with everything on boats, you've got to manage your fresh water. So we don't purposely fill up this bottom basin with fresh water for a bath. It's only a special occasion. In the rarity, I think we've maybe done it once or twice. If we're in a marina with fresh water, straight availability on the tap, we can fill this up, and she can have a bath that way. But I believe once or twice maybe we've done that, but for everything else she takes a shower, and she's been taking a shower since she was roughly just after her first birthday. Welcome to where all the magic happens. Welcome to our galley. So this is where we prep, make, and eat food is outside normally on the table. This is where we make our food. And a very big question, a very common question is, what do we feed Charlie? We normally stock up for 1 month at a time. So we try to reprovision to stay out on the water without going back to land for 4 weeks, 5 weeks at a time. So we mainly do fresh fruits and vegetables for about 1 to 2 weeks. That's normally how long they last. Then from there we move on to our frozen veg. We stock up on frozen veg, frozen berries, and we do a lot of those things after those first 2 weeks and after the fresh stuff is gone. From there also, we get really creative in the galley. If you run out of an ingredient, it's really fun to try other things in what you're making and just put something else in, and we just try to make fun things in the galley, fun snacks. Find apples, carrots, potatoes. Those are sort of our long-lasting fruits and veg that we try to give Charlie and make sure that she gets a healthy dose of veggies and berries. For this last part on how we're sailing with a tiny human on board, we have a list of quite common questions that we get that we're going to answer right now. Does Charlie ever get bored on the boat? People tend to have an idea that it's a very isolating lifestyle. We are always at new islands, new beaches, new boats, new peoples, new playgrounds, new everything, new surroundings all the time. So we're never bored. We always have something new to explore, new to do.
In a sense, though, as a kid, she does get bored in a way that if we don't have her favourite unicorn TV show on, then she's bored and there's nothing for her to do, or she is still a kid. But we feel that she's very, very lucky. There's a lot of activities. Our boat is our home, but just like with every other home, it's a little unhealthy if you spend all day in your home. So every day we try and do something. This afternoon we're going off to a playground. Tomorrow Kate and Charlie are going to a water park. So every day there are activities to do. So
something new every day.
Yeah, so we're very grateful that, you know, she gets to live this way and that we get to provide this for her.
Yeah.
We think she's very lucky.
Entertainment, how do we keep her entertained? We've got quite a few things on board. We've got colouring, we've got crayons and coloured pencils, we've got her toys on board, we've got our educational stuff on board, and then we've got the TV as well.
And we're very, very lucky. She likes helping. So she started doing the dishes, and it's a fun activity for her. If ever I'm doing any maintenance, she goes and gets me tools and bits and pieces. So she's starting to be very, very helpful, and we're loving that she wants to spend time with us and hang out with us and do the stuff that we do. So
yeah,
it's very, very cool.
She's a really good gopher.
Yeah, a very good gopher, yeah.
How do we keep her entertained on passage days? So the days that we pull up anchor and we go from one place to another, it could be a few hours, it could be a couple hours, it could be an overnighter or 2 nights. How do we keep her entertained? Same as what I just, the colouring pens, the colouring, her toys, the schoolwork. We try to do schoolwork every day, and then
So when we first started Passage Days, one of our rules on board is we like to get off the boat every single day. And the reason for that, like I said before, is it's a bit unhealthy for a kid to stay inside all day, every day, so we try and get her out there. When we did the Passage Days, we felt a bit bad initially because we weren't getting off the boat for it, and so we started to put movies on for her. But what we found is we said we're about to go for a passage, she'd bring her pillow, her blanket, set herself up in front of the TV, and they were her favourite days as well.
What we unknowingly did was we associated Passage Days with movies, and we collided them together.
So we had to cut back on that because there's so many amazing things to see. We'd find that she'd be in there watching her mermaid or her unicorn show. There'd be dolphins outside and she wasn't interested in coming and hanging out with us and checking them out. So we have had to restrict that. So on Passage Days, if you ask Charlie, she might be terribly bored because she's not watching her movies anymore. But we'd prefer her to be out with us, checking out the surroundings, especially if it's a coastal passage and there's lots to see. She sits up in the seat with me a fair bit, which I love, keeps me company.
She's really into looking at the screens now and watching like what Sam's doing and asking about the buttons and if she can touch them.
Yeah, and looking out the hatch like I do and telling me what's in front of us and where we're heading. So yeah, we much prefer her to do that than sit inside watching TV. But according to her, she would be bored unless she's watching TV, but she's come around really well. She is hanging out with us outside a lot better.
Yeah.
So on Passage Days, yeah, it all really depends. If it's a rougher passage, we do cave a bit and let her watch movies, but if it's not, we try and have her out here with us.
Yeah. Socializing. How do we socialize her with other kids? We try really hard to always be looking for playgrounds if there's one nearby, because playgrounds always have kids, so she can learn the skill. She's very good now at mastering the skill of saying hello, my name's Charlie, would you like to be my friend, and playing with kids and then getting used to leaving again. So she's very good at going up and making friends. Yeah.
I would argue that she'd be one of the top at least 5% of kids in Australia that have played in the most playgrounds. She definitely gets variety. Socializing with other kids, in my opinion, we do find the most challenging though.
Yeah.
So if we do find another boat with kids, we do stalk them for a little while. We will alter our plans a little bit just to hang out with them a bit longer, especially if the kids get along. We're up in a town right now where there's a wonderful family that we've been spending a bit of time with, and we've extended our stay here a little bit just because Charlie's getting on so well with the little girls there and playing.
Yeah.
So it is something that's really important to us, and it is something that, surprisingly enough, I didn't realise this. We are finding it slightly challenging to, always. But it's the same with all kids. If you leave the park, it's always too early. If you know what I mean? They always want to play with their kids, but it is something we focus on and try and get us socialised a fair bit.
Yeah. And then, buddy boats. Yeah, you can find buddy boats, which is really good. And buddy boats just means another boat with a kid, and you can travel together, and you can travel as much or as little with that buddy boat as you want. So if you like them, you guys can go from bay to bay, or you can meet up a month later or a week later. But buddy boats is a really good way to find a boat with kids and have that social interaction time after time again, where a playground is one time and then leave and then thanks for knowing you. Yeah. But a really good skill that Charlie has mastered, or she's becoming very good, she's 4, she is not afraid to go up to an adult and say hello. She's not afraid to have a chat with them. She's not afraid to ask them to play with her. Hardest part. What's the hardest part of this lifestyle with a kid? I personally would say probably naps and exploring. We could pull into a really cool bay and there'd be a really neat hike, and like there could be something at the end of the hike like a homestead, but the homestead is only open for a certain number of hours each day or only on certain days, and trying to juggle nap times because we try really hard to keep the routine and not break the routine. So nap times and exploring, and sometimes they don't go hand in hand, like a time, hour, and nap times. But I think that could also be just a life thing as well, because in a house that would happen as well.
And the thing is, some people, she's 4 now, some people, the kids don't nap. We personally love nap time, and we want to keep it as long as she's happy to do it.
She's currently napping right
she's
now.
currently napping right now. It's also us, and we like to try and keep it regular and structured for her, but nap time can get in the way of exploring and a few other bits and pieces for sure.
Best part though is being able to spend so much time with her.
Definitely.
Yeah, this lifestyle and living on a boat is really good for watching her grow, watching her develop, being part of these formative years, and just really making memories as a family.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Like, it's going to be very sad when she doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. We know it'll come hopefully in a very, very long time. So we really want to spend time with her now while she's growing and changing all the time and copying and imitating and doing all sorts of neat little things.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope this gave you a glimpse into what it's like sailing as a family with a tiny human on board. If you've got more questions, drop them in the comments below. We would love to know if we answered your questions on sailing with a child on board. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on our adventures every week as we share our journey sailing as a full-time family. A massive shout out to our Patreons. We couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. If you are interested in joining the J Crew and getting some awesome perks, consider becoming a member on YouTube or on Patreon. Follow the link below in the pinned comment to our Patreon, where there are some awesome benefits and tiers start at just $2 a month. Thank you so much again for watching, and we will see you all same time next week.